Hi guys, welcome to our Life to the Full meeting. Apparently I'm having technical difficulties. I hope you can hear me. But my name is Alexis Wigglesworth, and Brandy Burns and I and a couple other members of our team, we were able to go to the Xpress Saturday event this past weekend in Philadelphia, and we had a lot of amazing speakers. We had a diamond and a sapphire from the company, as well as our president and founder of the company, and they just shared a lot of amazing things. One of the first being that they talked about is something that you probably all have a reason for, is your why you decided to join Plexus, why you want to do this. And if you can, for a second, if you have a pen and paper or just want to think about it in your head, just take a moment, close your eyes or write it down. What is your why for doing this? It could be why you're taking the products, why you want to do this business. Just think about it for a second. And if anyone would like to share, either just unmute yourself or give us a little hand raise. I swear this exercise will have a point. Okay. Anybody want to volunteer what their why is? That's okay. Well,
you want me to share my why?
Sure. What's your why, Brandy?
My why is because I want to be everything for my kids. I want to, be able to provide for my family as a stay-at-home mom.
Okay, great. Those are all valid things to want, but when we really dive into our why, the number one word you want to avoid is want. It's not your want, it's your why. So to use an example, like they told me, Bristy's trying to talk, but she can't unmute. Allie, could you unmute her? I'm not the host. Okay, there we go. Hey, Brist.
Hey.
Go ahead. What's your why?
So my why is just, I listened to that, that Kappa chick, and she said your why had to have a pain point. And I feel like my pain point was huge because I struggled so much with like addiction and mental health. And once I got that stuff, I mean, I'm not normal yet, but just straightened up enough, I feel like I really needed to work on my physical health so that I could be able to be the best version of myself for my kids. So my why is my girls, and to be able to provide a better life for them than what I would have been able to without Plexus.
Perfect. I love that. So just before we dive in a little more, I want to give the example that they used at Xpress Saturday. So Amy, one of our speakers, she was talking about a woman, and she had multiple children, and one she had with special needs, and his name is Luke. And she was always talking about, like, for the business, if she didn't want her other children, that once she, moves on, passes away, and her children are grown, she didn't want her disabled son to fall on the responsibility and a financial hardship of her other children. So it was always what she didn't want. Well, and that kind of goes along with that pain point, to be, I don't want the financial burden to fall on my other children. But when they really explored that, she got it etched into a bracelet, what she wanted to be, what she wanted her why to be. And it was, Luke is worthy. That's it. That he's worth it, right? He's worth her putting in the work and doing this and doing the messaging and doing the hard things and keep going, because he's worthy. Not that she doesn't want him to be a burden, but that he's worth it. So these are just kind of the little bullet points she gave, that you want to avoid the negative. So like, I don't want, just in your why, like it should be short and sweet. You keep it short. It should evoke emotion. Something, not just like, I want to make more money. That's not deep enough. That's not going to get you like pushing past those moments when you want to quit. And it should use power words such as I deserve or I'm worthy. So like for Bristy, maybe it could be that your kids are worth it, right? Or how Brittany was saying the same thing, like you want to be there for your kids, but so your kids are worthy. They're worth you putting in the time and effort and making these, like just making these choices and decision to do this. So I thought that was really cool because it even made me look at my own why. And we would kind of like to invite you to really work on that this week. And if you would like to, you can share it either in the chat or maybe on next week's call, or we could even have our own call and really dive into that. The next part that they were talking about was building trust through storytelling. They say, you know, facts tell, but stories sell. So another example that they used, there was a woman who was going to speak her testimony at a Plexus event. And then, you know, shortly before, compliance was saying what you were allowed and not allowed to share. And they were saying that you can't name any specific disease that you might have battled. You're not allowed to talk about points lost. And the woman started panicking, like, oh my goodness, I can't talk about points lost. Like, I can't give my testimony. My whole testimony is that I lost 70 pounds and it changed my life. So they asked her, well, how did it change your life? And instead of saying, like, that's a fact, she lost 70 pounds. But the story that she was able to tell was that every summer, her children loved going on roller coasters and going to theme parks. And she was never able to go and ride any of the rides with them because she wasn't the right size. And so she said that finally, after Plexus, she was able to ride the roller coaster with her children. And that it just is so much more passion and relatable than, oh, I lost 70 pounds. Like, why that changed your life. Telling the story, not just of your results, but how those results are affecting your life. And she said, you know, you shouldn't post online. You should share online the same way you would share around a dinner table. You know, if we were sitting at a table, I wouldn't just say, this is my friend Brandy. She lost 40 pounds. She did this, and rattle it off. You just always want to make it relatable and just comfortable how you would talk around the table with your friend. So we're at 8:15. We can dive into that if anybody has any questions before Brandy gets started. No? Okay.
Yeah, it just makes me think of like even my video that I had posted that had the 87,000 views. That was a story of my journey and how people were able to relate to that because, you know, they saw more than just a picture before and after.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to like hear that and hear a different way to share and to remember these things.
Yep. And I love what you just said, Bristy. Like, yeah, it makes it so much easier, even just when you're writing a post or something, thinking how you would text your friend, not like just give facts, which those are important too. Like, we can do facts, but you know, the facts tell, and then the stories, that's where you're really gonna get people interested because it's relatable. But we learned a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to try to cram in this half hour. So I'm going to pass the baton to Brandy.
All right. So I really want to talk to you. There was, again, so much at the Xpress Live that we definitely can't fit it all in. But I wanted to touch base on another thing that I felt like really spoke to us. And it was the way of thinking and just your building your lists and your prospects and everything. So first, remember what our founders say: if you are blessed, be a blessing. So people need help. They need these products. But sometimes we get into this way of thinking and our minds kind of tell us maybe different. Right? So we get into this red light, green light thinking. And red light thinking could go something like this. I don't know anyone. Well, pull up your Facebook and let's see how many friends you have. That tells me that's a lie. If you have 300 friends, you know 300 people. So stop right there with that thinking and move on. But there's other ways that we can get into this, this way of thinking and saying, maybe I don't know anyone who needs them, and I'm scared people will think this or that of me. Remember, you not sharing can be as scary as people not getting the help that they need. So I'll say that again, just in case anyone missed it. And if you're writing notes, you not sharing can't be as scary as people not getting the help that they need. Because remember, if you have a gut, you need gut health. And if you have blood, you need balanced blood sugar. So that tells me everybody I come in contact with needs these products. So there's your green light, okay? Just remember those things. Now, prospects. You know, a lot of people, they think these few people around me, let's talk about prospects. And I'm actually going to do this fun little thing. So if you have a pen, I want you to do this with me. All right. And I have 4 different colors because I come super prepared. And we're going to make a circle. Okay. And in this circle, it's a circle of people you trust. Right? That's your circle of people you trust. Now, you have people you already know. Right? So you have your people that you really trust, the people you already know, and we're going to go out again. Okay? And this one is going to be the people you know of, but don't really know. People you know of, but don't really know. And then your 4th prospect category is going to be people you are going to meet. Okay, so these are your 4 categories of your prospects. So start with those people closest to you, those people that you trust, and reach out to them and go forward. So when you sit there and say, I don't know anyone, okay, well, what about this group of people first? Start small. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't let that red light thinking get a hold of you. So how to grow. Some really cool tips that they shared with us was adding new people every day. And there was even a message that she shared with us that she sent to someone and said, hey, Beth, you popped into my people you may know list on Facebook. I noticed you're a fellow believer and make such encouraging posts that I wanted to connect so I could see more of them. Hope you're having a good day. Now, that's not talking about Plexus, that's not talking about anything, but you are making new friends and you're making potentials, but you're building relationships. Remember, it's not all about the product. Build relationships, and then those things will follow. So 4 way to grow tips that they shared with us was the 1, add new people every day. 2, raise your awareness. Posting every day and just being in their feed. If you're commenting on their posts and stuff, you're going to start to be in their feed a little bit more, and they're going to realize like, hey, that's that girl, right? You're going to come to their head a little bit more. Raise your awareness in their world. 3, don't prejudge. Don't sit there and say, they're not going to take these products. Because you know what? There was a friend of mine that I said this about, and I was like, she's not going to want it. She signed up with someone else a couple months later, and I was like, oh my goodness, my own prejudging held me back from helping my friends sooner and helping my own family, right? So, and number 4 is network on purpose. Remember, build those relationships. Don't just add them because you want the sale, because it's never going to work out in the long run. You need to build your relationships with people. So let's talk about now on creating your list. Okay. You have 3 categories of people that I want you to, kind of organize. You have your dirt list, and I don't say dirt because these are dirty people. These are your people that would literally eat dirt if you were saying, I'm selling this and I need you to eat it for me, or just buy this dirt from me, whatever it is. This is your dirt list. Your mom, your sister, your best friend, they'll do anything for you. This is your dirt list. Ask these people, say, listen, these products are helping me. I want you to be a part of this with me. Then I want you to make your chicken list. Who do you think would be amazing at these products and talking about them and building the business and needing them as well? That's your chicken list. And as much as sometimes I write my names down on these chicken lists and I'm like, oh, they'll never. I'll stop prejudging and I'll just ask, because what could they possibly say that's going to hurt me? No. How does that hurt me? And I love the one thing that they compared this to was a waitress. She comes over to your table and she says, would you like a glass of water? Are you thirsty? And you say no. Do you think she goes into the back room and cries because you don't want a glass of water? You don't want a refill? No. So why are you so afraid to reach out to someone and say, these products are working for me. Do you want to try them? Right? So, and your third one over there is going to be referrals. 83% of consumers are willing to share after a positive experience. Only 25% do. And do you know why? Because they were asked. Look at that big percentage of people that have had positive experiences and are just not sharing because no one said, hey, could you do this for me? I love, love, love the fact that, when you ask someone to do a shout out post, I was terrified of this in the beginning. I was so scared to say, will you just do a shout out post for me? Because I let my own fears get in my way. But now I'm asking for them, like every single person. I say, can you just do a little shout out post if you're willing to do the business or just for me? And I can't believe how many people are like, yeah, of course. I'm like, oh, that was easy. Why did I make it up to be such a big thing? So don't let your way of thinking get in your way of your business and your success and just your health. We can do that in that way too. We are so excited to create your list with you. So as well as thinking of your why, I would really love for you guys to start to work on a list this week as well. Maybe breaking it down into your list, your dirt, your chicken, your referrals, who can you ask for those referrals? Or break it down into, your 4 groups of people. Who's your circle of trust? And maybe just start to write a list. 100 to 200 people, that's really not a lot to ask for. So I would love to see your list. And so you can reach out to me individually or Alexis and come to us with those lists so that we can help you reach out. Or, we can get on a Zoom call.
Yeah. I really loved that whole Saturday. It was a lot of stuff that we didn't even get to touch on.
Oh, I know. And my mind starts thinking like, but wait, this too. Yeah. No, slow down.
But what I will say, because we only have about 2 minutes left, but just keep going. I was on a call before this and we were kind of talking about just, it's not overnight, but those seeds that you're planting, those relationships that you're building, that is all, you'll see fruit of that eventually. And to, elaborate on the example Brandy used, that when the waitress doesn't go and cry when you don't want water, because you're just not thirsty. But if you sit at the table long enough, you're gonna be thirsty. So just keep yourself out there, keep posting, make sure that people are seeing it, and don't judge it. Stop counting likes, because if it doesn't matter if it gets 100 likes on every post, people are seeing it and they're going to keep seeing it. And that's all you can do, is just keep showing up. Okay. You guys are awesome. I hope to hear some of your lists, some of your whys. We can talk about that next week. What was the definition of chicken list? Chicken list is people you're scared of, that you're too chicken to reach out to, Brist. So that's a lot of people sometimes, but we just have to keep pushing and work on that personal growth and be the people we're meant to be, because your why has to be worth it. And you are all worthy and you all deserve this. Love you guys. Have a great night. I'm sorry, I meant to end the meeting, but I don't think I'm the host anymore.